This next game is a PlayStation 4 game. This is going to spike in price, I think, within a month. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to yet another video, not part of the free trading game collection challenge. If you do want to see that, of course that is coming soon. There are plenty of episodes already on the channel for you to peruse, and that's how we managed to get all of this for free. So if you are interested in knowing how I got all this for nothing, in fact we've even made money by picking all this up, go check out that series. In today's video, I've gone through the collection and picked out 10 games that I bought before they were too expensive. Now that's not necessarily me saying go out and buy all 10 of these games and you will make money, because some of these games will only ever creep up by £1, £2, £5, £10. Some of them will go up double, maybe. Who knows? You know, no one knows what's going to happen in the future. So with that in mind, I just want you to know that this isn't investing advice. I wouldn't necessarily recommend investing in video games as a way to make money. It can happen, of course it can, but who knows what's going to go up and what's going to go down. But in my opinion, these games have hit the floor, and the only way is up for them, with the exception of maybe one or two, and I'll explain that when I get there. So the first game, we're going to start off with a Switch game, and it is my most expensive game in this list, and it is Streets of Rage 4. That game is an absolute banger and is currently £28 in CEX. I did not pay £28 for this. I can't remember the exact amount I paid, but it wasn't more than £10. Now, I got this on an app called Vinted. That app is, I wouldn't say untapped. There are plenty of people on there who will buy and sell and whatever, but it's a great place that isn't saturated like eBay for you to go and pick out really good deals. I don't think I got any other game actually off this list on Vinted, but definitely worth a look. Why do I think this is going to go up? I don't have reasons for every single one of them, but it's one of those games that is still quite expensive on every platform. It's £22 on PS4, it's £18 on Xbox One, and of course, it's, like I said, it's £28 on Switch. I don't think there's a lot of room for this to fall. I wouldn't say it's niche, but it's niche enough that this can only really go up. And Switch games in general tend to be a lot more expensive than any other platform. It's just the Nintendo factor. Just it doesn't matter whether it's an exclusive or not, games tend to be more expensive on Switch. Or just on Nintendo consoles in general. Resident Evil Revelations, for example, is £6 on PlayStation 4, but it's double that on the Wii U. Why? Not as many people are buying that console as they are buying the PlayStations and the Xboxes. But definitely one that I see going up to about 30 to 40 in the very near future. The next game on the list is a PlayStation 4 game, and you'll notice that that is kind of a theme. I think every other game, maybe not quite every other. There are a few PlayStation 4 games on here, but the whole PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 thing is something that we've never really seen before. Sony and other developers are still supporting the PS4 just as much as they are the PS5, because obviously the problems with getting a PS5 even 2 years on is still there. You can't just walk into a shop and buy one, which is absolutely outrageous. So it's still being supported. However, this is a game that was a kind of a cult game. Not many people actually liked it. I quite enjoy it. I think it's alright. Picked it up for £4 in a boot sale. If you're outside of the UK and you don't know what a boot sale is, it's a yard sale. Someone selling things out of the back of their car, but legally. We have Zombieland Double Tap. The glare is outrageous, I apologise. That game, like I said, a bit of a cult favourite more than anything else, but it's currently £12 in CEX. When I bought this for £4 in the boot sale, it was worth £8 in CEX, so it's already gone up £4 since I bought it. It trades in for £8, so I could actually make or get trade value of double the amount of money that I've paid for it. So I've already made money on this one, and technically speaking of Streets of Rage, I made money as well, but that is definitely a game that is still cheap enough to pick up and will go up in price, and it is an enjoyable game as well. So this next game is one that I've already mentioned a few times on the channel, so I'm not going to dwell on it too much. In fact, I made a short specifically dedicated to it, and that is Dante's Inferno on the Xbox 360. This game's already gone up on the PlayStation 3. It's up to £5. It was £4. It's £3.50 on the Xbox 360. Don't think it really matters where you buy this. In fact, the PSP version of this game, which is interesting, is £18 to buy in CEX. And again, if you're outside of the UK, CEX is, I would say, the main place these days in the UK to buy games. They don't have new stock, they rely on trade-ins specifically, but it is the #1 place to buy anything video game related these days, seeing as how Game has kind of fallen off a cliff and closed all their stores. But that game is absolutely fantastic, by the way. If you are looking for a game to pick up and actually play and enjoy, this is probably one of the most enjoyable games on the list. But not only that, it is one of the cheapest at £3.50. Where can it go but up? There is absolutely nowhere it can go but up. So this next one is a Switch game. It has already gone up since I bought it, and I bought this from CEX using the credit that we pick up through this series. But I have another reason why I think this is going to go up in price. It's a first-party title for the Nintendo Switch. It is Paper Mario, the Origami King. A very enjoyable game. So up next we have our final Switch game, and it's actually a first-party Nintendo Switch game, so it kind of narrows it down a little bit, I guess. I have several reasons why I think this is going to go up in price. A, it already has since I bought it, but B, because every other game across the other platforms in this series has gone up in price to be quite expensive. Not all of them, but most of them, and that is, of course, Paper Mario, the Origami King. Really enjoyable game. I like all the Paper Mario stuff. I like all the woolly stuff as well. I just like the art style of it. And of course, Mario games are enjoyable anyway. That cost me £22. I picked that up in CEX using credit in this series, and it's already up to £25. I say already, it's been quite a while since I picked this up. This was one of the first games. I think this might have even been the first Switch game I picked up. I can't quite remember. But it was probably around episode, 15? 10, 15 we picked this up, but we're on 40 now, so it was quite a while ago. But it's gone up to 25. It can only go up. This isn't going anywhere. You know, the GameCube version of Paper Mario is £105. The Nintendo 64 version, if I can grab my mouse, is £185 unboxed. And of course, I know I'm going back a long way there. If you look at the Wii U version, it's less than this, it's 20. The Wii version is 12. But you've got to think with the Wii was one of the best-selling consoles of all time. In fact, it may be the best-selling console of all time. So, of course, the Wii version of this game is the cheapest. Wii U didn't sell anywhere near as many copies. That's at 20. That is creeping up as well. When I first started this, that was 18. So it's gone up £2. It's only going to go up. Paper Mario Color Splash on the Wii U would definitely be on the list if I owned it. I will own it soon. There is one in my local CEX. I will pick it up. But that one is definitely going nowhere but up. This next game is a PlayStation 4 game. It's not quite the last one. We have one more to go after this. This is going to spike in price, I think, within a month. It won't go up by much. I think it might go up by a couple of pounds, and it's because it's relevant to a TV series. I am talking about the Telltale series, The Walking Dead. That is one of the most enjoyable games you will ever play if you're the type of person who likes to sit down and relax while playing a game. It's not stressful. You do have to make some stressful decisions, but apart from making decisions, it's not something you have to really, I don't know, you get invested in it. It's a story. It's like watching a TV series, but it's not a game like Darksiders where you have to really concentrate and you're into it, and if you die you get really angry. When it comes to something like this, you are watching a TV series and you make the decisions. That's the best way I can explain it. It's such a great game. There won't be any more from this developer because they no longer exist as far as I'm aware. The Walking Dead comes to an end next month with the original series. Of course there are spin-offs and everything, but who really cares about the spin-offs? I don't, and I was one of the biggest Walking Dead fans ever. I love that game. £22 in CEX. It's exactly what I paid for it. I think it has to go up. It can't come down any more than that. You can buy the episodes, like Season 1, Season 2, the final season of the thing, individually. They're creeping up a little bit now as well, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that go and touch 30 quite soon. So up next is our final Wii U game. I say final, it's the only Wii U game in the list. This in America, the NTSC version, is around $60 to $70. Over here, it's £12. Does that mean that's why it's going to go up? No, and I'll talk about that. It is Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Games. It's a fun game for what it is. You know, I mean, all these sort of Olympic games, they're all very, very similar, right? And it is enjoyable. But do I think that this is going to creep up to the price of the NTSC version? No, I don't. There are plenty of games that are really expensive in the US and they're just not over here. Pokemon Box is an unbelievable example. People in the US will pay thousands for that game. Over here, you can get it for 70 quid. You could buy, in fact, if you're in the US right now and you didn't know that, you can buy a PAL GameCube and Pokemon Box for a fraction of the price that you can buy the NTSC copy of that game. It's outrageous. I don't think this is ever going to reach that $60, $70 mark. I think it'll probably go up to at $20, $25 at some point. It may take a while to get there, but I think it will get there. Definitely a game that you might want to pick up if you're looking to invest, but you're also looking to pick up some first-party Wii U games. Definitely a game you want to get sooner rather than later. The only PlayStation 2 game on the list is about to make its appearance. It is Sonic Heroes. That game is on the list for a couple of reasons. The GameCube version of this is more than double the price. The original Xbox version is started to go up, so this has to follow suit. It absolutely has to. And I'm using Simpsons Hit and Run as a marker, if you will. That game, Simpsons Hit and Run, on the original Xbox used to be around £12, and it was the same on PlayStation 2. Now they're both 20. The GameCube version is nearly 40, and this is in exactly the same situation. It obviously, Sonic Heroes is not a game that is comparable to Simpsons Hit and Run. Not as many people have played it and will hold it as in such high regard, but it is a game that is going that way. So the GameCube version is 15. The original Xbox version is 8, and that has creeped up recently because that used to be 5. And the PlayStation 2 version is 6. This is the cheapest version of this game, unless you go to PC, which no one would for game collecting. So that, I mean, it's a matter of time before it goes up to 8, and then it'll just start creeping up. And I would imagine the GameCube version will creep up as well. So if you are looking to start or in the middle of a GameCube collection, the Sonic Heroes game is definitely one that you want to pick up soon because the other ones are starting to creep up. And when that happens, the GameCube goes up in price. So definitely something to look out for. Our next game is the final PlayStation 4 game on the list, and this has a little bit of everything. It's on the last-gen consoles, of course, PS4, Xbox One, but they have released it for PlayStation 5, and it even has a Nintendo Switch release. So it has a little bit of everything that we've been talking about here, and I'm kind of cheating by putting it on the list, and I'll show you what it is. It is Wreckfest. Now, if you watched the episode where I picked this up, you will be thinking, hang on a minute, you didn't buy that because you were afraid it was going to go up in price anytime soon. You bought that because they didn't have the PlayStation 5 version. And you're absolutely right. That was the main reason I bought it at the time. So I'm a little bit cheating here. However, in hindsight, which is a wonderful thing, I'm glad I got it on the PS4 because it hasn't started to creep up yet, but it's definitely something that will happen. I guarantee it. This will be more expensive than the PlayStation 5 version quite soon. In fact, they're already really close. But like I said, the reason I bought it originally was because they didn't have the PS5 version in stock, but they had this and I really wanted to play it because it looked like a game that I would enjoy. And there's no denying that the graphics will be better, but this is more than adequate to play on. It is a really good looking game even on the PlayStation 4. The prices right now, a PS4 15, Xbox is 10, which is far too low, but the Xbox tends to be a lot lower. But if you are looking to just play this game, the Xbox, if you have one, is the best place right now to pick it up. £10 for this game is a steal, especially when it's £5 cheaper than its nearest brother, I guess. The PlayStation 5 version is £18. The Switch version, which is exactly what I was just talking about Sonic Heroes and the GameCube version of things, is £30. It's double the price of this if you want it on the Switch. I can see that coming down, but not by a lot, if I'm honest. This is only going to go up, though, because people are going to be buying more and more into the PlayStation 5 generation. This is going to get forgotten about and it will go up in price. It's one of the main reasons why FIFA 22 is more expensive to buy on the PlayStation 4 than it is the PlayStation 5. And it's definitely going to be something that you see going into the next iteration of FIFA and Madden and NHL and all those. People will then they'll be buying into the new generation a lot more. They'll be leaving the older generation behind. And that's when these games tend to go above their next generation counterparts, if you will. Definitely a game that is going to go up. It may go down a little bit first, but it is definitely going to go up. we've reached our penultimate game, and for the first time we're going to hit the GameCube, and for the last time as well, because the next game is not a GameCube game. This may come as collector blasphemy, but I'm going to be more than happy to take criticism here, because I believe that you should be able to play games the way you want to play them, whether that's on the original machine they came out or later on or whatever it may be. I am talking Resident Evil on the GameCube. This is super cheap right now. It's £10 in CEX for a complete double disc with manual version. If you want to buy the PlayStation 1 version of this game, which by the way is exactly the same but doesn't run as well and doesn't look quite as good, that's going to cost you £22. Now, a lot will argue that they look the same, and you have to play it on the original PlayStation to get the true feeling of the game. Nonsense. You do not. I nearly swore, but I won't. It's a PG-friendly channel. The original game on the PlayStation is how it was released, and I more than understand why people would want to play it there, but this is the game. You know, they've not cut any corners, they've not cut any content as far as I'm aware. It is the original game. It's just going to run that much, like just a little bit better, and it will look that little bit better as well, because it's a more powerful console. That's it, in a nutshell. That's why I feel like this is the better version to pick up. And now it's less than half price. £22 for the original PlayStation version is crazy. The rest of the games on the series, though, they do go up a little bit, but I feel like this will have to go up. It can't drop to less than £10. It will not. You may be able to pick it up cheaper than that in a car boot sale or on eBay or whatever it may be, but right now in CEX that is £10 and it's not going to drop. In my opinion, obviously. Next, and finally, we have a Mega Drive game. This is interesting for a lot of reasons. Now, I know a lot of people are going to think, no, you're wrong, and you may have thought that about the 9 other titles, and that's your opinion, that's fine. This is one that I've seen for a while dropping. It used to be 15 to 20 a year ago. Now it's 10. And honestly, I don't see it dropping any more than that. We are talking, it's a first-party game, I guess. Sonic Spinball. That is not a great game. I don't mind it. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not one of the best in the Sonic series at all. But when you look at other platforms that this game came out on, you have to wonder why it's so cheap. So we're talking Game Gear. Unboxed for the Game Gear, £12. Boxed for the Game Gear, to be honest, I don't even know, because it's not even... No, it is there. £65 for the Game Gear. But let's talk about the Master System. £70 unboxed. They want £140 for the Master System version in box. This is the superior version. This is like buying Wreckfest on the PlayStation 5. It's going to look better. It's going to run better. It's cheaper. It's crazy. This is £10. How can it possibly drop any lower than that when it's 140 on the Master System and it's 65 on the Game Gear, and it's going to look better on this console, it's going to play better? You have to pick up this version of this game. I can't see it dropping below 10. Like I said, it's been dropping over the last year or so. Now it's going to bounce back. How long will it take? I honestly don't know, and obviously I'm saying it will. Take it with a pinch of salt, because there is every chance that this stays at £10 and even drops to £8. But I just cannot see, with the other versions of this game are so expensive, people are going to look at it and go, right, well, I'm priced out of it now. I'm not paying £140 for a Master System game, and I'm not paying £65 for a Game Gear game. So I'm going to go and get the Mega Drive version of this one. And it's £10, I'll pick it up. The more people that do that, the price will go up. That's the logic behind it. It's a decent game. There's nothing really wrong with it. It's just nowhere near as good as the other ones. It's a different concept, obviously, but there we are. And that is going to bring us to the end of the list. All 10 games on the list. Whether you agree or disagree, I think a lot of them have only one way to go. A lot of them are really cheap. You know, I'm talking the likes of Resident Evil and Sonic Heroes and even Dante's Inferno. There's absolutely no way they drop lower than they are. If you look around at other, even Sonic Spinball as well, if you look at the other versions of the game and other platforms, it cannot drop any lower because of how high they are. So whether you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. If you've got a game in your collection that you've bought for this reason, or that you now think, hang on a minute, I'm going to look this up. Oh, I think that will go up in price. Let us know in the comments. Drop the knowledge. Let everyone in on it. that's kind of what I want this channel to be, really. People are sharing stories and, hey, I've just picked this up for this price, and someone else saying, hey, well done, that kind of thing. There's no need to be negative in this world. Let's be positive about this stuff and see if we can share some knowledge around. Maybe you'll learn something just from the comment section. But if you want to follow how I managed to pick up all of these for free, go over to the free trading game collection challenge. There are 42 videos there for you to view. If you'd like to subscribe after watching that, that would be very much appreciated. I am trying to hit 100k as soon as possible. And there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Till the next time, goodbye.